So what an absolute thriller of the match we have just witnessed. And this is in fact, you can say the second test match between Pakistan and New Zealand of their, two match series.
Yes.
There's another one, yeah?
No.
Oh, it's just a two match series.
Oh,
interesting.
2 match series.
But man, there was this close to a result.
Yeah.
This close, and once again, unfortunately denied by the ever all-encompassing evil, bad light.
But
this man though,
they'll be hailing him not just in Karachi but all across the country. He saved the day and the test match for Pakistan, because remember,
this close to winning it for them.
Also this close to winning. Either ways, it depends how you look at it. But a heroic knock from Sarfaraz Ahmad. He though, when he got dismissed right towards the end of the day, would really have felt very disappointed, because he nearly almost won the game for Pakistan. But that wicket, so important was his wicket that his wicket or his departure actually meant that Pakistan was staring at defeat, because there's only one batter to come after Sarfaraz Ahmad. He was the 9th wicket to fall on the day for Pakistan. But New Zealand, hats off to them as well. The way they bowled, they were asked to bowl with spinners right towards the last 1 hour of play, and ultimately it was because of bad light that we still, by the way, lost with 3 more overs, but we couldn't continue in Karachi because of bad light, Shane.
Correct. Yeah, and I mean, if without that bad light, I think New Zealand would be tempted to ask themselves, what if Pakistan themselves, trust me, the way, and in case you were not watching the match, you realize that when they needed that last wicket, the New Zealand team just put all of their fielders
outside. Absolutely.
What the spinners or the tailenders were doing was they were just going for their shots.
Naseem in particular smacked a couple of boundaries as well towards the end. See, and there was a good approach, by the way, from Naseem, because if the field's up, New Zealand, exactly. Also, the bowler gets put off at times. If you get taken on by a tailender, and when the field's up, again as a bowler, it just disrupts you mentally. You begin to think that I need to do something else to be able to get that all important wicket. So that again, Naseem's a bowler himself, so he knows the tricks of the trade. And with the bat as well, we've seen on a couple of occasions now that he backs himself to hit the long ball.
So let's just quickly go over how it is this match played out on the last day. Now, you guys would remember that start of day 5. Yesterday they had 3 overs to play out, and in the end of 2.5 overs, when the day was called, there were no runs for the loss of 2 wickets.
Absolutely, and going to the 5th day, if there was one side that was absolutely beaming with confidence, it was the visitors, because again, 2 wickets, you had a tailender, you had a night watchman coming in.
And then getting out.
Then getting out as well. So again, New Zealand were the firm favourites going into the 5th day. But we'll just talk you through as to how things proceeded. When you talk about that first session and how it panned out, well, Pakistan lost 3 wickets in the first session. So they'd lost 5 wickets in totality, because they'd lost 2 the day before. But at 5 wickets down with 2 more sessions to play, they were still under the cosh.
Absolutely, because I think if you're 5 wickets down with 2 sessions to go, you're banking on the bowling side to get those wickets, especially once the new ball is available.
Yes.
2 things played into Pakistan's favour here. One is the fact that in Karachi, generally speaking, the light issues do tend to come in. And the second was Sarfaraz Ahmad's brilliant knock.
Absolutely. Right? And that's something that we've got to talk about here. That's the third top point that we want to tell you guys about. Sarfaraz's 100 that kept New Zealand at bay. Absolutely. Every time New Zealand sniffed the chance, and it wasn't just him, it was South Shakil as well, with that
very defensive,
very defensive knock. Played around 146 deliveries for just about 27 runs, if I'm not wrong. So the kind of partnership that he struck with him, just to put on that resilience, just to put that strong foot forward and deny everything that New Zealand were throwing at Pakistan. Well, he played a crucial role as well. It was probably a knock that'll be forgotten in the times to come, but a very significant knock. But it was Sarfaraz who actually took things in his own hands, and in fact, what a remarkable return he's had, to international cricket. He was nowhere in the scheme of things, comes back, and in the 2 test matches, by the way, he scored 50 plus runs in each of those innings. That just tells.
That's 350
and 100.
Wow. Well, and to be fair, he can be very aggrieved at the fact that he doesn't have 200s in this test match, because in the first innings, he got an absolute stinker of a decision.
Yes. That was a hard decision. That was a howler, to be told. So yeah, he'll feel hard done by, but in all likelihood, well, that's the man who will be getting the Man of the Series award as well, if I'm not
Could
wrong.
very well be. I mean, to be fair, as we say, before this he was nowhere near the scheme of things. Then suddenly, I think Pakistan realized that okay, Mohammad Rizwan is a Test batsman, not quite cutting it, which is ironic in some ways, but wasn't happening for him. So they bring back Sarfaraz, and he's really just. I think now we don't know about white ball cricket, but in red ball cricket, he has to be.
Yeah, absolutely. He's left a mark. He's done just as much as a wicketkeeper batsman could. He batted with those cramps as well, Shane, towards the end. So that tells you that he of course, he had gotten to his 100, but he kept on batting, knowing that his team needed him. And
he was the last recognized batsman too at that point. So he knew for a fact it was him or no one.
Courageous knock under pressure, a knock that ensured that Karachi is, the fans in Karachi don't go back home disappointed all over again, because just a couple of weeks back, they lost the third test match to England.
There was a 3-0 drubbing in the hands of England, but full credit to Pakistan and really to New Zealand as well, because again yesterday that declaration was pretty well done, because it left them just enough time,
and they possibly scored just enough runs also to enforce that declaration as well. So well played to the two teams, I would say. Courageous decision making. I think in the first test match we saw courageous decision from Babar Azam in order to extract a result from that game. We know that Pakistan pitches haven't been the best in terms of
test matches
in terms of as a neutral you're looking at a result. Because the pitches, they're just
anything.
Exactly. But we've seen two courageous decisions from both the captains, but well played to the two teams as well.
Absolutely.
We saw some splendid cricket, especially in the Karachi Test match. You don't get to see such thrillers very often, but as neutrals, that's absolutely what you want.
It actually also goes to show you, if Pakistan can actually master the art of figuring out how to create a half-decent Test match pitch, you might actually see some better results here, because both of these Test matches were very close to results, and the only reason they were draws is because the pitch had nothing, because both teams really went for the win whenever they could.
Absolutely. Whenever they half a chance, none of the captains shied away from taking their chances, and that just tells you how the two matches were played.
So if you guys are just joining us, the breaking news update we have here, and that we've covered in some detail in this video, the second test match between Pakistan and New Zealand has been drawn, but not for a lack of trying, because both teams really went all out. It just took a dead pitch and some bad light towards the end of the day that denied either of these teams.
And when you speak of that, Pakistan were 9 wickets down. Sarfaraz Ahmad got dismissed. There was just 15 runs away. So, in fact, let's just sort of rephrase ourselves here. We're making it sound, I believe, that it was New Zealand, by the way, who were the only team in the match. Pakistan as well. So, because they were just 15 runs away from victory as well. But, of course, New Zealand probably had the upper hand because they needed just 1 wicket. It was bad light, unfortunately, because of which play had to be cut short, and we still left with around 3.1 overs, if I'm not wrong. So 19 odd deliveries were still left, but then play had to be stopped because of bad light in Karachi.
Unfortunate, but again, well played to both teams. And with that, we bring to an end this particular breaking news update. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. We know we ended up dealing live dugout a bit, but that was because of this match. So join us in about 20 minutes time, and we'll all be live with you guys to talk about the India-Sri Lanka match. And remember, there's a decider of the series.
Just like there was a lot riding on this match, there is a lot riding in the third T20I, which will take place in Rajkot tomorrow. So we're going to be building up to that game. Do tune in, as you always do, to see as to what we have to say and feel about the all-important match which will be played between India and Sri Lanka. The series, by the way, is on the line. 1-1 is how things stand, and we'll be talking about that in greater detail in just about 20 minutes time.
Don't forget, if you enjoy our work, like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment, tap the bell. Also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and download the Sports the Cap. Bye bye for now.
See you.